It's like Texas and Florida having a competition over which state can be the most vile. Some weeks it's Texas in the lead, other weeks it's Florida in the lead, but I think this week Texas may take the cake with this shit. Texas bill could require 10 commandments in classrooms. The bill would require the 10 commandments to be displayed in each classroom on a poster or a frame that is at least 16 inches wide and 20 inches tall. These posters could be displayed in classrooms across Texas as soon as this fall if the bill is passed. Currently, the bill is pending in the State Senate Committee on Education, which just heard public testimony on the proposal Thursday. 7 members voiced their support for the bill, but 1 member expressed concern. I think this would be a good, healthy step for Texas to bring back this tradition of recognizing America's religious heritage. Senate Bill 1515 restores a little bit of those liberties that were lost. Texas Senator Phil King, who introduced the bill, said, "I'm sure you can see the fundamental problem with this. This goes completely against the concept of separation of church and state. The Ten Commandments has absolutely no business being in a public school classroom, probably filled with a bunch of students from various different types of backgrounds. What if a student is Muslim, or Hindu, or not religious at all? What the fuck relevance do the Ten Commandments have to students like those?" This is clear-cut indoctrination. This is essentially the state stepping in and telling young, impressionable students, this is the religion that you should follow. Because what other message does putting the 10 Commandments in every fucking classroom, in every fucking public school in Texas, send? How is this any different than what conservatives claim the LGBT community is doing with children? If there's an LGBT flag or a trans flag in a classroom, indoctrination. Or if a teacher is gay, they have to keep that to themselves and never mention the fact that they're gay or they're indoctrinating children to adopt a certain lifestyle. More often than not, when trans people or the LGBT community as a whole is discussed in a classroom, children are just simply being told, there are men out there who like other men, there are women out there who like other women, there are certain people who want to transition to a different gender than the one they were born with, and there's nothing wrong with any of those things. There are people out there who are different from you, and that's completely fine. When we teach students to be inclusive and accepting, that's bad. But imposing a religion on students who may not subscribe to said religion? A-okay. These hyper-religious conservatives who always go on and on about indoctrination and grooming when it comes to teaching students about the existence of LGBT people aren't exactly against the idea of indoctrination and grooming. Shocker, I know. It's just that they're all for indoctrination when it comes to imposing their beliefs on impressionable children. Literally, the first rule of the Ten Commandments is, "You shall have no other gods before me." It does not get any more clear-cut. What other message does that send besides striking fear into children who don't believe in Christianity? And there's quite a few other rules in the Ten Commandments that are pretty sketchy, especially in a classroom filled with children. I mean, there's 2 solid ones like, thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not steal, but then there's other ones like, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Ask a first grader what day is Sabbath day, I guarantee you they're not going to know the fucking answer. You shall not take the name of the Lord, your God, in vain. I guarantee you that at least 95% of children say, oh my God, on a near daily basis. You shall not commit adultery. Yes, first graders, never commit adultery. That last one especially gets to me because whenever conservatives melt the fuck down over children learning about LGBTQ plus people, they say shit like, kids have no business learning such sexual topics. Meanwhile, they want to display a poster in every classroom, in every public school in Texas, that says, you shall not have sexual intercourse with someone who is not your married partner. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense at all, but being consistent doesn't matter to these types of people. What only matters to these types of people is imposing their values on everyone else, including especially the young and impressionable. They're not mad at the concept of indoctrination. They're mad at the concept of children accepting and tolerating people that go against their backwards-ass values. Because that scares these hyper-religious conservatives, because it reminds them that their regressive-ass values are going out the fucking window. And to that I say, cope and fucking seethe. Anyway, I hope the people of Texas fight tooth and nail against this, because this is a clear-cut violation of the separation of church and state. But this is the country we live in. The GOP is only going to get more brazen with their Christian nationalism, and it honestly really fucking concerns me. I really don't like the trajectory this country is going in currently. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.